see if this will let me record. Oh, it will. Okay. So I'm just going to mute just because it makes it easier for you guys to enjoy. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to say, actually, the first thing I want to do is give shout outs because I just think that's important. Bailey, hold on, I'm going to unmute you for a second. What day did you actually enroll?
Last Friday.
Okay, so last Friday, y'all, this girl comes in and decides she's going to hit Success Club 6, and she signed up 3 coaches. So her first 3 were coaches. And so she's already an emerald. It's like you're a unicorn. It's unheard of. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Just so everyone knows, the downline, like Bailey is on Alexis's team. So we're really excited about that. Okay, and then I'm going to continue on. Alexis is at Success Club 4. You're super close, but I think your mom got a few of those points. Am I right? Yeah. So you are technically at Success Club 6. You just got to do a little bit extra. And then Dallas, which it's not blue anymore, it's Robertson, is at Success Club 6. And so I believe this is her first month as well. So that's crazy. It's technically her first month because, as a new coach, you get a month and a half. So it's her first month. She's going to question me on that. So I'm going to go ahead and clarify here. If it's her first month and she's at Success Club 6, so she is on, you and Bailey, Dallas and Bailey are both en route to get their free ticket to Summit as long as you keep it up for the next 2 months, which is a big deal, huge deal. And it's not just a big deal for you getting a free ticket. It's also a huge deal for the team and getting points. So congratulations to you guys. You're rocking your own business, but you're helping the team out as well. And let's see, who else? There was someone else. Oh, Sarah McCarty. I just want to tell you how sneaky you are. Like, you never hit Success Club, or you have before, but you're always adding new people and you're always getting new customers. You've always got Success Club points on the board no matter what. So I just really wanted to call you out because you don't get the accolades, but you're sneaky good. You're like a Success Club ninja undercover. And then for the rest of this call, what I really just wanted to do, and then Carly just hopped on. Of course, Carly's Success Club 6 is her 4th month in a row, and she's only been coaching for 4 months. So there's Carly. But I wanted to just talk about this. This is the Success Club system tracker. When people say, Lauren, what is it that you do in the business? It's this. Like, you would think, and I still do. I still have to catch myself, you guys, where I'm like, oh my goodness, what is Melanie Mitro doing that none of us are doing? Or what is, like Moira Kusaba, like how is she, team number 3 in the network? These things. Now, here's the thing though. You have to get really good at those things. You do. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. This is a job just like anything else. Like I'm gonna compare everything I do to like being a teacher because that's what I was at one point. But like I can be a teacher and I can cross off all the things, but if I'm not doing them well, it's still not going to just go perfectly and smoothly in my classroom. I can teach all the standards, but if I'm not teaching them correctly in a way my students can learn, it's not going to make a difference. So it's the same thing with this. Like you can cross off the boxes, but if your pictures are terrible or if your wording is bad or you're not checking your spelling and your grammar and, not that we have to be perfect, because I think part of it is sounding like a normal human and we don't write, technically like we talk. But I do think it's important that you spell things right. Like I think that's always important unless you're abbreviating it on purpose. Just be purposeful. But anyways, what I wanted to go through and I wanted to talk about the things on here that I think are always changing. So it's like I've gone over this list with you guys 100 times. But I think the social media part of it is always, always changing. And how you invite and connect is always changing. So I want this to be more of like a fluid conversation of not just Lauren saying what Lauren does, but I kind of want to go down that list in the number 2 section here. That's what I call the hard section. It's the one I always struggle to get done every day. I'd like to go down that list and talk about what we are doing right now that we think is working or things that we should be doing that you should be doing, but you're not doing. Those kinds of things, just so we can kind of have a new video, a fresh video for us to all go back and watch on like what we're doing that's working to connect and invite and follow and that kind of thing. So this is where I want you to unmute yourself if you have something to offer for sure. But let's look at the first thing. which is my hardest. This is like, if I had to say there was one of the hardest lines that I never get done or that I never feel like I do well, it's initiate connections and add followers. So I'm just going to go ahead and unmute everybody. What are some things that you guys are doing that is working to get followers? I'll share, but I want you guys to go first.
I still have not posted on Facebook, and I don't know why, but that just seems like a huge like hurdle to go over.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've been able to, do Instagram so far, for the most part, but for some reason Facebook just like it just seems like a huge task to me, and I don't know if I just need a little more like I don't know what, but that is just not happened yet at all.
Is it just like the culture of Facebook that scares you?
Yeah, well, so I used to work with another coach, and she like I actually like resented Beachbody because of the way she sold it. Like she made us all feel like I'm a nurse, and so we'd be at work, and I remember one day I was at work and it'd just been like a terrible day, and I got ready to leave, and I said, I just need pizza and beer. Like I just need it, which I've always had a terrible diet, and that's my main fault. But I don't see anything wrong with pizza and beer occasionally. And anyway, she was like, oh my gosh, if you just cut that out, you would just be so much skinnier. And I was like, that really makes me want to buy all your stuff. Like, and she's always made us all feel so guilty. And I'm like, I can have pizza and beer if I want to. Like, who are you to tell me what I can and can't eat?
And did I tell you my goal is to be skinny? Like, you're holding me accountable to something I didn't ask you to hold me accountable.
Exactly. And I'm like, I didn't ask you. It just, yeah. And her posts are she's always shirtless, which is fine. But every single one, she's just like, you should, I mean, I don't know. The way she sells it is just terrible. And I finally just unfriended her the other day because I'm like, I'm not going to feel guilty. And I think people just need to like lead the conversation about it. Like, there's nothing wrong with starting the conversation, but follow their prompts. Like,
right.
If you tell me that I'm not
talk at someone.
If you tell me I can never have a beer, I'm not gonna join you because I like my beer. I mean, I think there's nothing wrong with having cheats, and she is not about cheats, and that's fantastic for her. But I don't want to feel guilty about it, and so I'm terrified that Facebook's gonna open a door of me becoming her. I do not want that at all.
That will not happen. It won't. I promise you. It will not happen because that's something like you are gravitating away from.
Yeah.
So
my goal is to be like opposite of her.
Right. So here's the truth though. There are going to be people that do not jive with the way that you do things. Like I've had friends from high school that like I was close to that have unfollowed me or like unfriended me or whatever. Mostly it's on Instagram. They're still friends with me on Facebook because I feel like Facebook is more like people think it's more serious. I don't really know. Yeah. But on Instagram, they'll unfollow me all the time because it's uncomfortable. Like they're like, oh man, I just woke up and I didn't work out and I feel like garbage. And there's Lauren up at 5 a.m. doing her workout. Like I don't need to see that.
Almost like you're bragging or something, and that's not the case at all.
And so I very commonly, I'm like, this is not me bragging. This is me showing like I suck at getting up at 5 a.m. and I hate it, but I'm still doing it. Or, look at where I was. I was right here, which I don't say this is where you guys are, but look where I was. Hint, hint. And then look what habit can do. So like, there's going to be people like one girl even told me, she was like, I had to stop following you like a year ago. You made me feel like crap. And I was like, not my goal, but and I even went back and I looked and I was like, was I negative? And so I went back and looked, I was all shook up and I wasn't, but it's just, some people have such negative talk that anything positive they're saying, it reflects on them. So
like, people just look for reasons to be offended about things too. Like they just have a dark place inside of them that they can't let go. And they want to be offended by anything. So no matter what you say or how encouraging you are, they're going to take offense to it.
Especially the more positive you become.
Yeah. Yeah.
People hate other people's success, and that's their own fault.
So true.
Not here though. Not here.
No, not here. No, not here. It's so true. And I have my moments. Don't get me wrong. Like there are times where like someone keeps showing back up in my newsfeed. Like there's a girl in my hometown who is she actually works at a gym and does fit classes, and I can't follow her because it does give me those. I love her, and don't get me wrong, I love her, but I can't follow her because I keep trying to imitate her. and I can't be doing that. So if there are times where you do need to put your blinders on and be you and get rid of things that are making you compare to the point that you feel like.
And I think just knowing, like, people have joined you because of what you're doing, not because of what someone else is doing. So you don't need anyone else's, like, if you're not selling yourself, then I mean, what's the point? Like,
right.
I don't think it's going to benefit you if you have to become someone else just to sell something, because that's not why we're here.
Absolutely. You've got this figured out. You really do. You really do.
Yeah.
As far as like, so how are we going, like, how are you guys finding followers right now? What's working for you or what's not working for you? Let's just open that up.
So I've done the, like, go follow the accounts that you really like and follow people there. And I don't like go through and like 5 of their pictures and leave their comments, but I will watch their stories. And if something like genuinely intrigues me, I do like hit them, like, you know how you can like direct message them through their stories. I'll do that. And that's been okay, but I've been stuck. Like, I've been kind of fluctuating up and down about 5 followers for like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've played around with hashtags. I've played around with different times of day that I'm posting. I don't know. I just feel like I'm at that standstill. So I've tried that. If anybody else has.
Something, and sorry, my child is sick, and that's why I've had it muted because he doesn't even have on pants. But something that this doesn't help with followers, but Lauren, this is something that you did too that like totally helped. And I remember it when I was like trying to sign up, or like I was giving the excuses, is like, I remember when I was pregnant with Hayes, you like reached out to me and you were like, boys are the best. Like, and I didn't even really like know you, but you were like, reached out and made it personable. So that's what I've been trying to do. And I've like, that doesn't help with followers necessarily, but the people that already do follow me, I've tried to like be more personable instead of, because I'm not a mean person, but I'm not like a person to reach out and like vote on people's stories and stuff. So I've tried to do that, and I've noticed them doing it back more, and I've even gotten some people to sign up for that.
Yeah, you and I are the same. Like, we are so similar in that we are not fluffy. Like, that is something I've had to grow in this business.
Not either.
Like, I'm just not fluffy. But yes, that is one very easy way, such an easy way, is to find people that have the same gender as your child, because you just get each other on another level. And you can just say like, oh my gosh, like with you right now, Carly, like I told you in the
he's
pants.
He's eating money right now, and he's making that's.
Oh,
He's so cute.
Bless it.
That's what we're dealing with.
But see, even stuff like that, like people are gonna post that stuff on Instagram. Like, you can just be like, yes, girl, yes, I understand. Like, I get it. So anyways, that's a really good way too. Like, obviously, it got you on the team eventually.
Yeah.
We're in it for the long game.
Carly's my girl, where she's like, oh, so and so won't sign up, and I'm like, Carly, it took you 2 years. One thing that I have been, well, first of all, I want to shout out to Alexis, because on your Instagram stories last night, you did something that is so easy that I loved, where you were like, which one would you rather do, like a donut or a cookie, or this or that? And that's such an easy way to go, girl, me too. Like, where's your favorite donut shop? Or what's your favorite kind? Or I live for the sprinkles, or just whatever, and just be real. So there's that. I did love that. And I want to add what I have been like, hold on, there's some back noise. I'm going to mute some people. I don't know what's going on. Okay. I just learned from some trainings, because I've been looking it up like a mad person, because I want to give you guys the best information. First thing I learned is that third-party apps, do not do them right now. Like, even if, because I'm doing the same thing, Alexis, up a few followers, down a few followers. I feel like Chris Downing with his squats, like up and like, and so I have been so frustrated by that, but Danielle's my sounding board, Danielle Ray. She's my upline coach. If y'all don't know her, careful. Hold on. What? I'm doing a call.
I want to start off in that bedroom.
Okay. All right. Next time we will. Okay. Next time we will. It's all right, babe. You know, things that don't matter, that really matter to them. Okay. So anyways, no third-party apps. up and where was I at? Up there, go up and down. Okay. Talk to Danielle all the time. She's my upline. And I just kind of sound things off. Like she's kind of like who I vent to, and then she vents back. And sometimes that can get really toxic, but I always try to stop it before it does. But we were talking about Instagram, and just like sometimes it's good to hear from other coaches above you. Sorry, y'all, my family really loves me, so that at least you know that. So she's in the same boat, and she talks to her upline who's in the same boat. So it's like, I know we're all in it together, and I know, like, so like take comfort in that. We are just in a season with Instagram where they are really cracking down, but that's a good thing, because what that means is when our content is good, when we stay consistent, and when we are the ones that are not giving up, then we're going to get through that like tough wave that they're having right now. Because here's what's going to happen. Since it is so hard right now, how many people are going to quit? How many people are going to quit their Arbonne business? How many people are going to quit Beachbody that aren't really in it for the long haul? How many people? There have been, this is not the first time that this has happened to us as coaches that since I've been a coach, because it got really bad with Facebook. To be honest with you guys, I'm doing better on Facebook right now than I am on Instagram. Like I'm able to initiate better connections on Facebook. People are actually friending me all the time. Like I'm getting friends every single day, all the time. With Instagram, the followers go up and down, up and down. So I really think we're just back in another shift. So like, don't count Facebook out. But if Instagram's working for you, like if you've got a trick that y'all aren't telling us, then first of all, shame on you. But if Instagram's working for you, then keep going that route. But we're just in a wave where like things are like really tough, really tough. So this is where we're going to separate the men from the boys. All right. So this has happened to me before in this business. Then things got really good. And then, so I know that after this wave of whatever Instagram's doing, things are going to get good again, because once again, all those like fake coaches and all those fake salespeople who just want to make a quick buck because they think this is easy, they're going to quit. So that's just business. That's just the way it is. So anyways, don't let it get you down for one thing, but just do everything organically. That's what I'm hearing from all the top coaches. Continue, like whenever you're doing your initiate connections and add followers, continue to just go to people that look like your people. So Bailey, since I know you're new, I'll go ahead and tell you like the tried and true way that we do things. We find feature accounts that we really like Joanna Gaines, which I don't actually like going to Joanna Gaines. She has a lot of weird followers, but people like Joanna Gaines, Jennifer Garner, like any celebrity or music artist or author that you truly fangirl over. I mean, you have to like really love this person. Don't just love them because you think everybody else does. But if you truly fangirl over someone, go to their account, go to their latest post, and then go down to see who liked it or commented, because those are going to be active followers. And you're just going to go through and look just from their little profile picture. You're going to determine, is this someone who I think I would jive with? You'll click on their account. If they are private, then you just request a follow. If they are public and you can already see their feed, then you're going to go through and actually assess if they really are your people, because you can tell pretty quick. And then you're going to like a few of their pictures that you genuinely relate with. And then you're going to comment on one that you genuinely relate with. And then you can choose to go ahead and message. I personally don't. I do a few follows and a comment, and then I step back just so they can see the next time they get on their Instagram, which should be pretty soon if they're an active follower, that Lauren Brzezinski has like 3 or 4 of their posts and commented on something. And I usually ask a question, by the way, just so you guys know. I always ask a question so that it elicits a response so that you get that engagement. So usually it's, girl, I love that dog. We're thinking about getting one later on. What breed is that? Do you like it? You know, like real things that I'm genuinely interested in their feed of whatever it is. So try to do questions. Does anyone else have anything? Did that spark anything for initiating connections that you guys are doing that's working? Another thing that I do, this is also really good for right now in this hard, tough season of Instagram, is going to your friends' accounts. So like, here's a really big one that I do. If I invite a girl who I think would be a good potential coach, and she's probably even a challenger of mine, if so, you know, those people that are challengers, but they're like, no, I don't want to be a coach. I just love the fitness. I go through their account and I friend all their friends. Like, I don't want to take, if I think they're going to be a coach, I don't want to take their prospects. But if they're telling me they love the fitness but don't want to be a coach, well then girl, that just opened up the door for me to go through your friends list and figure out, if more of your people would want to join. And so what that does too is, and this has happened on accident before, where so-and-so signs up to be a challenger and then their friends are in the challenge group. And that really helps your challenge groups build like authentic, excitement and hype, because friends are in there with each other. And it helps them see the possibility of them signing up some of their friends in the future anyway. So it really works double time. So that's another way. Anything else that you guys can think of for finding followers and initiating connections? Okay, what about social media posts that are working or are not working right now? And this can be IG or in your main feed.
Gotten a lot of success or like feedback from like my back to school posts, because it is the season, or like trying to relate. Like last night, Austin was on the couch and I was in my chair and I'm like, oh, I just don't have words. So I just started like spewing things out at Austin, and then together we kind of like created the post that was last night. But just trying to find like the season of life that you're in, or like a common season, like back to school season, or like Bailey, when you go back from maternity leave, or if you go back from maternity leave, or just find like something that is common for people and kind of like throw your spin on it. I feel like that's been working pretty well for me lately, even with Instagram pushing back a little.
Yeah, a little.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I made a post, and I don't like to say this because I think planning out your post is very important, but there is it gets like a lack of passion when you're doing it that way usually, unless you are like in an incredibly passionate mood and you bust out like 5 posts and you just get on Google Docs and write them all out at that point. But some of my best posts are when I'm really fired up about something and I've been like stewing on it. So like I made a post about John going back to school and how brave he was and how it just really hit me, because I was like the most terrified child on the face of the earth, and just how like, it's not me, it's God, blah, blah, blah. And that got so much traction because it had nothing to do with coaching, which is important. But it showed people who I am. It showed people my values. It showed people a glimpse into my family. And so that's how you find your lifers, are the people that connect with you on a value level. And then from there, that's why you also continue to make Facebook posts or not Facebook, but coaching posts where, like, so here's my values. You guys connected with that. Here's what I do. Do you think you'd also connect with that as well? And so that's why yes, like non-coach related stuff like what Alexis was just saying was huge.
That's actually, so obviously newbie here. And my husband and I really hadn't had a chance to just like sit down and just like chat. We had people out last night, and so we finally sat down late, and after I got the baby to sleep, and he was going through, he hadn't seen any of my stuff yet. And so he was going through and he was like, I really get what you said about like being in the funk after the baby. He said, I'm fine. I just feel like I don't know. I feel like I'm in a funk too. And I'm like, okay. So, because obviously, I mean, I know he's my spouse, but we're in the same boat, like, new parents. And so I'm like, okay, that just reminded me, like, that's what I want to keep. Like, I don't want it to just be like, join this. This is so cool. It is cool, but I want to relate to people too, because I don't know. Yeah. But that just kind of reminded me, like, okay, like I want to keep it real. I don't want to write just what I think people are going to want to hear. Like,
Yes.
Because like Alexis, I mean, she wrote what she was, and that's why I'm like, which obviously I know Alexis forever, but, it was the real stuff I was finally like, okay, I'm real. She's real. We can do this,
Mm-hmm. No, that's so true. And you hit the nail on the head right there of typing what you think people want to hear. I see so many network marketers doing that, where they're like, well, they just want to be inspired. So I'm just going to come in here with this empty speech of like, do the things, blah, blah, blah. And they don't relate it to their life, because there have been, and I did that. Oh, y'all, I did that, where I was feeling like nothing but attacked, nothing but empty, nothing but whatever. And I would get on Instagram and I'd write this post about how like seize the day or whatever. And it was, everyone could tell I was faking it. I had 2 kids under 2. I was barely breathing. So like, you have to be real. Like, everyone knew I was faking. I wasn't getting any comments or any traction on that because it wasn't. Yes, you're so true. Don't just write what you think people want to hear. Like, write what's really happening with you, and then how you're working through it, or what you're doing.
Well, and then I mean, if you're coming across like your life's just perfect, like why would I want to join someone who, you know, obviously has their stuff all together, and I'm over here like hanging on by a thread, like here I am, you know, I'm barely surviving.
Drag me, please. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, you have to make it like, okay, like I'm there with you, just because I, you know.
Yeah, you're so right. You're so good at this. You're a weekend and you're killing it. So congratulations.
I had Bailey like on my like rock star coach list. Like when I started coaching, I'm like, oh, Bailey would be so good at this. I knew that she was pregnant too, and I'm like, I'm not gonna push it. And then as soon as I got her in, I'm like, yes.
Well, and you didn't even, I mean, like, we'd obviously talked about it before, but then I finally was just one day, I don't even think you'd posted anything like that crazy, but I was just like, all right, I need something.
Yeah, that's the thing too, is it's like, you find these people on Instagram and you're like, oh, they don't need what I have. But you don't know 6 months from now if they're going to need what you have. Because it's like, like, I'm pregnant. I'm good. I'm fine. And then all of a sudden,
I don't know if you guys can see my husband.
Bless his soul. He's a good husband. You got yourself.
He is. He's a rock star.
And then the other ones are pretty simple. Where it says invitation. So this is under the Facebook stories throughout the day or Instagram stories. Daily life is easy. Like, I feel like I can knock that one out with my 2 kids running across the room in 5 seconds. Workout clips are easy. Product use, you can always show something. Some days it's a bar. Some days it's my Energize. Actually, most days it's my Energize. And then some days it's my shake. The healthy meal or meal prep, that's easy because we should be doing that. Just snap a quick picture, tell people where you got it, how you made it real quick. I mean, it can be so, people want that to be real life and laid back. Like, they want to see you with your hair up in a bun going, hey, I just threw this crap together and I'm going to call it a meal and it still fits in my plan. Like, they want to see that they can do that looking like you look, if that makes sense. So don't get all pretty and whatever for your Instagram stories. Like, people want to know, I mean, obviously don't look like garbage, but like, you guys got this. You understand. But just be real on those for sure. And then the invitation, promote group, poll, call to action, that does not have to be, oh man, we've only got 2 minutes left. That does not have to be something fancy through Unfold. That does not have to be something, like, I like Unfold because it gives me structure and I feel like it kind of helps me brand myself a little bit with the fonts and everything. But sometimes you can just get on your Instagram stories and be like, you guys, so-and-so said this about the group. So-and-so said this about the group. Look at my before and afters really quick for 20 days of progress, which is what I'm doing tomorrow, by the way, just so you guys know. And I'm starting again on September, blah, blah, blah. Do you want in? Like, it can be that. It doesn't have to be beautiful Unfold pictures that take you 20 minutes. Like, just sometimes you just got to spew it out because you have different people following Instagram. Some people want the pretty things and they'll respond to the pretty things, but then you're going to have some people that are going to respond to your face and you telling them about it. So like, you need to switch it up too, just so you guys can like reach all of your people that way. And then I am inviting 10 people a day. FYI, if this is not how you work, then don't work this way, but this is how I work. Some days I don't invite, and then the next day I invite 20 people, but I invite 10 people a day. So I am for sure inviting 70 people per week, at least, to hit my numbers and just to hit my goals that I have for myself in the business and just the people that follow me. On Sundays, I do not work on Sundays. I usually try to double up on Saturdays. So usually I don't post anything on Instagram stories on Sunday. I put my phone away. I'm fully engaged with my family. I will sometimes make a social media post, but I make it like I write it out and stuff the day before and have the picture just ready on ice. And so I do not work on Sunday. So a lot of times I'll either double up on Saturday or on Monday, but I do get the boxes checked, no matter what. So, that's all I've got. but I wanted to see if y'all had any more questions or anything.
For you're inviting, like when you say that you're inviting like that many people a day, are you doing like over like Facebook Messenger or?
Good question. I switched that up too. So right now I am, for the first, and it's not always the same. For the first half of this month, the first 15 days of this month, I was all geared toward coaching. So even though there was fitness intertwined in that, just because that's who I am, most of my posts, everything was geared toward what coaching has done for me, the freedom I have from it, the fit, or like how it helps me stay fit too, like that's how I weave that in. And so all my invites are based on who is liking those posts or watching those stories on Instagram where I talk about it. And let's go with stories really quick. If like I just did the other day, like an unfold series where I was like, this is where I started. This is what it gave me fitness wise. So I started my own challenge groups and now I mentor other girls to do it. Would you be interested? Like that's kind of how that flow went. And so then I looked at who watched that final story. And then I just went through the list of girls that I hadn't invited before. And I'm like, hey, just wanted you to know, like, I don't know if you caught this. And that's usually how I word it because people tap through. But I'll say, I don't know if you caught this, but I'm opening up my mentorship for August. Would you be interested in learning about what I do as a coach? I went to your feed. So that's the connection point here. I went to your feed and saw that you're good at this and say something they're really good at, or you're really committed, or you're a consistent person, or you're really whatever it is that I see that is a coaching strength. I will say you're really good at this. And so I think you could be really good at this if I guided you through. Would you be open or would you be up for hearing the details? And they usually respond when you get personal like that. When they have seen that you went to their account and you actually checked them out and that you saw a strength in them, they'll at least tell you no. Like they're not just going to totally ghost you. I mean, they still will sometimes, but they'll at least tell you no. And sometimes they'll be like, well, maybe, I don't know. We'll see. So for the first 15 days of this month, I did all coaching focused things. And that's how I invite people, is through my stories. Or if they actually go to my feed and like a post on my feed, I'll say, hey girl, a few days ago, you liked this post I made about coaching. And once again, go to their profile, see what they're doing. Same scenario, same whatever. So that's how I invite. Now, for starting today, since this is day 20 of Morning Meltdown for me, I'm now going to, oh Lord help me, take my progress pictures for 20 days and post those. That's where the accountability comes in for us big time, you guys. I'm like, no, I can't eat that cake because I have progress pictures in a few days. So I am going to post that probably either tonight when I know all the moms are putting their kids to bed and are going to be on Instagram, or early tomorrow morning where I know people are rolling out of beds and grabbing their phone out of bad habits. So I'm going to post it around that time, and I'm going to invite people to that sneak peek that I just told you guys in our Facebook message group to join. So what I'm going to do is I have that all those posts that are in that group are saved in a Google Doc. I'm just reposting them and then inviting people to that. So now I'm focusing on the fitness challenge. And so this is the same thing. I'll do my workout, post my workout on my Instagram stories. I'll see who watched it. I'll say, hey, thanks for checking out my mess of a workout this morning, or whatever it is, like depending on what it is, or thanks like for Fight Club. Thanks for checking out my workout. I felt really silly doing that, but it's been so good for shredding out my abs or whatever. Just be real. And then I'll say, would you be interested in learning about this 100-day program and doing it with me, ? Or would you be up for? Because interested is a very salesy word right now. And I also think the word open, would you be open? I also think so many people are using that I now use would you be up for? Because that's how I talk anyway. So, I mean, obviously tweak that to sound like you, but make it an open-ended question. Would you be up for? Would you be open? Would you be interested? That kind of stuff. That's how I do it. It's really simple. Like I said, there's no like secret. It's just about doing it, which is the hard part. Putting this on your fridge for your husband to see and him going, those aren't checked off. What are you doing? For my type 1 husband, you guys. Josh is a type 1 on the Enneagram. So all the boxes get checked. That's it. If you are a type 3 person, by the way, or want to be like a type D person. Grant Cardone has a book called Be Obsessed or Be Average, and it's rocking my world. I think he's a little cray-cray, but I like it. He's changing my life. All right, well, if that is all, I mean, if y'all have any more questions, I'm happy to answer them. Or if you have anything else that you think of that's working, you can go ahead with that. Well, cool. I'm going to let you guys get to your Saturday. This is the longest I've kept you in a really long time because we've just had a narrative going. But let me know if like you think of anything after this where you're like, oh, I can't figure out how to do this or that, or this doesn't make sense to me, and let me know and we can talk it out or hash it out or whatever.
Picture?
Oh yeah, I'm so bad about that. Let me get my gallery view. Look at Amber over there, like on top of it.
I want it for my story. Come on.
I know, and you're right. No, you're right. Thank you for getting on me. All right. Oh, Carly's hopping back on. All right. Look. All right.
I'm mopping up pee right now if you really want to know what I'm doing.
1, 2, 3. Okay, I should have got one. Oh, it's so good, y'all. Okay, I'll post it in the group. Bye.